You know, guys, EFF is a very confused political party. I know some people might say, Thomas, what the hell are you talking about? The reason why I say that EFF is a confused political party is because these people, their self-awareness is completely off. If you remember a couple of days ago, President Ramaphosa and the ANC, NEC came out and made an announcement saying that the ANC will be forging a government of national unity. We know that the ANC failed to get an outright majority during the elections, so these people will need other political parties to help them constitute a government. However, a couple of days before Ramaphosa made that announcement, Julius Malema and the EFF did a press conference. And on that press conference, Julius Malema said something about the government of national unity. You remember Julius Malema saying that we are not Nelson Mandela, we don't want anything to do with the government of national unity. If ANC wants to have a negotiation with us, they can come and have a negotiation with us about the coalition, but not this nonsense of government of national unity. And guys, I must say that it looks like Julius Malema was not wrong, because a couple of days after that, Ramaphosa came out and announced a government of national unity. And immediately after Ramaphosa announced the government of national unity, Julius Malema fired a tweet saying that the EFF will not share power with the enemy, meaning that the EFF will not get into the government of national unity with the DA. The reason why I say that these people's self-awareness is completely off is because EFF is failing to understand that right now, government can be constituted without the EFF. The coalition can be made without the EFF. The government of national unity can actually be achieved without the EFF. So right now, when you listen to the representatives of the EFF doing the rounds in the mainstream media, making the demands, saying that if the EFF were to join the government of national unity, here is our demands. These people do not have any right to make any demands. EFF does not have any right to make any demands. They do not have any leverage to make any demands. The EFF as the political party, it did not grow. EFF as the political party, it has actually declined, making them insignificant in these negotiations. I mean, even if you look at KZN, right now there's a word on the street that is running around that the DA, IFP, NFP, and DA, IFP, NFP, and ANC are having negotiations to actually govern KwaZulu-Natal and to sideline MK Party. And there are also rumors that MK Party is having negotiations with the IFP and NFP to govern KwaZulu-Natal. This is the reason why I'm saying that the EFF's self-awareness is completely off. So why are EFF's representatives going around in the mainstream media making the demands as if they have the percentages that are needed to actually constitute anything? Why is Floyd Shivambu, as the deputy president of the EFF, on national television saying that the EFF cannot go into government with the DA because the ANC can constitute a government with the DA? But if the ANC were to sideline the DA and say that, okay, now we are taking the EFF, the ANC cannot constitute a government with the EFF, why are these people actually failing to understand that them as the political party, they have not grown? As the political party, they have actually declined. Why are they failing to understand that they do not have any leverage to make any demands?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm confused with what's happening with the election situation in South Africa. So the ANC has lost the majority control in parliament and needs a coalition. They have expressed an interest in meeting all the opposition parties, which is a good start, in my opinion. But this is where I'm confused, ladies and gentlemen. The economic freedom fighters just announced that they wouldn't be a party to any form of coalition that involves the Democratic Alliance.
And at the same time, the EFF, it is the same political party that has actually given DA power to run the metros. You remember when the EFF was quote unquote punishing the ANC? How did the EFF actually punish the ANC? They punished the ANC by giving the metros to the DA. But today, the same Democratic Alliance, it is the evil, and the EFF cannot go into government with them. So who are they confusing actually? Who are they confusing?
This was said by Floyd Shivambo. I'm confused. Take a listen to it.
We are not going to form part of any government with the Democratic Alliance. We're not going to sit alongside the Democratic Alliance and Freedom Front Plus in government as the economic freedom fighters.
Something doesn't...
I mean, like, if EFF wants to take this position, they can go ahead and take this position. They can go ahead and take this position. Nothing is going to be missed. If EFF is making these demands, they can go ahead and make their demands, or they can go ahead and sit on opposition benches, because clearly this is what they want. But right now, the EFF needs to understand that they cannot make any demands. They cannot make any demands. You guys went from a 10% political party, and now you are a 9% political party. You have actually declined. So you cannot make any demands. If you say that you are not going to go into power with the Democratic Alliance, you are welcome to sit on the opposition benches.
Freedom Front Plus in government as the economic freedom fighters.
Something doesn't sit right with me. So the EFF, which has now dropped to the 4th place after the MK party, will rather join hands with the ANC and the MK party rather than the DA. Isn't this the same group of people Malema touted as corrupt for years?
Are the same people. I mean, you remember when Julius Malema is the same person that was spearheading the marches of Zuma Must Fall. Julius Malema is the same person who was spearheading the marches of Zuma Must Fall. But as soon as Jacob Zuma started having problems with the ANC, Julius Malema is the same person who said that Jacob Zuma can come and join the EFF. The same thing did with Ys Magashule. I mean, for the longest time, Julius Malema told us how corrupt Ys Magashule is. But as soon as Ys Magashule started having problems with the ANC, what did Julius Malema say? He said that Ys Magashule must come and join the EFF. So this is why we are asking, who are they actually fooling? Who are they actually fooling?
As including his unsavory resistance at the former president in parliament, and eventually added up to his impeachment. So he would rather be united with those parties, people that he called corrupt in the past, than the DA. What is his issue with the DA, if I may ask? Let's talk about the DA for a minute. Are they indeed aligned to the West like they are being reported, or they only want to bring some form of capitalist system into South Africa? Because most of the other parties are all in tune with the socialist leftist policies. We know that. Yes. Is that their reason why they don't like them? Is that what makes them unattractive to the EFF? Is that a stand by the EFF, or something that is just being pushed by Malema? Are the DA as racist and a people of apartheid era as they are purported to be? How is this true when they got more than 3.5 million of the votes in South Africa this year, representing 21.8% of the total votes? In as much as South Africans have voted to bring change to the grip that the ANC had over the country, it's also important to know that they voted for the type of change that can bring efficiency in government, and therefore the DA's percentage should be recognized as important. You cannot just...
But according to the EFF, they have actually done well, because in the words of Julius Malema, they've achieved their mission by bringing down ANC below 40%. And people were actually clapping hands for Julius Malema, saying, yes, we brought down the ANC below 50%. But why didn't those votes actually go to the EFF? The EFF will not acknowledge that MK party with Jacob Zuma, they are the ones who actually brought down the ANC, not the EFF. If anything, Jacob Zuma also ate from the support of the EFF, because the EFF as the political party, they did not grow. They did not grow. Julius Malema went out and said that the reason why we are here as the 9% is because the votes that we got from 2019, most of the people that have voted for us, 350,000 votes that were actually increased in the EFF, those people were the people of Jacob Zuma. So we understand that the people who voted for the EFF in 2019 are the people that were not happy with Ramaphosa being the president of the country. They were not happy with Jacob Zuma actually being forced out. So these people actually gravitated towards the EFF. So we do not have any problem with these people actually going from the EFF and going back to their home. This home is MK party. But why didn't the EFF grow? This is the question that nobody has actually asked Julius Malema. Why didn't the EFF grow? We understand that these people joined the EFF because they were not happy about the treatment that Jacob Zuma got. So when Jacob Zuma started his own political party, these people went back to join Jacob Zuma. So why didn't the EFF as the political party individually, why didn't the party grow? Instead, the party went down. But they are saying that they are the ones who are responsible for bringing down the ANC. They are responsible for bringing down ANC below 50%. But they do not tell us where those votes went. Oh, man. But these are questions that people are not asking. These are questions that people are not asking. Even the EFF supporters, man, even the fighters online, they were saying that, yeah, we brought down ANC, we brought down ANC. ANC today is below 50% is because of the EFF. But why didn't those people vote for the EFF? Why didn't those people vote for the EFF?
Do away with the second place party's involvement in forming a government and hold on to an entrenched position when your followers are looking for change. That's why I'm asking here, ladies and gentlemen, is it a stand by the entire EFF or is it a Malema stand? Because you might be...
The stance of Malema, it is the stance of the EFF. Do not get it confused. If Julius Malema actually stands for something, this is what the EFF is doing. If Julius Malema takes a position, this is the position that has been taken by the EFF. So do not confuse the two. Do not think that there's a stance of the EFF as the political party and there's a stance of Julius Malema as the leader of the EFF. No, Julius Malema, if he takes a position, this is the official position of the EFF. This is what the EFF is going to run with from now.
Doing the followers a disservice if it's not the stand of the EFF. My suspicion on why the EFF dropped from 10.8% in 2019's election to 9.5% in this year's election might be legit. People were tired of the ANC and its failures and needed change.
Yes.
But the same people weren't on board with Malema's stance on many issues. And I think this might be one of them. Why would...
Of course, the South Africans are sick and tired of the ANC. This is the reason why people are distancing themselves from the ANC. I mean, everyone in the country knew that the ANC was never going to win with an outright majority. Everyone could have predicted that the ANC was not going to win with an outright majority. But the same people that are sick and tired of the ANC are not in favor of Julius Malema. If this is one thing that the elections have shown us, that the people who are sick and tired of the ANC are not in favor of the EFF, this is what the EFF needs to understand. People would have rather voted for the DA, and some others actually went to Umkhonto weSizwe. These people would rather align themselves with the DA, the Democratic Alliance, and would rather align themselves with Umkhonto weSizwe, but not with the EFF. This is the reason why the EFF has dropped. This is the reason why when the ANC has dropped, the EFF has also dropped, because the two political parties, both of these political parties, South Africans are actually rejecting them. ANC was rejected by 60% of the voters, and EFF was rejected by 91% of the voters. Both political parties are rejected by South Africans. This is what they need to understand.
Wouldn't you want to be a part of a government to start pushing for some of the reforms you have been talking about? How long do you want to be screaming from outside in? No matter how bad one may think of the DA, they went up by 1% in this year's election, from 20.8 to 21.8%. The people who are supposed to come to the EFF are the same people that went to the MK party.
Yes.
This is going to be a big blow to the EFF moving forward. Trust my words. The voters running to the MK party are not only going to be coming from the ANC party, but also going to come from the EFF in the future.
No, not only in the future. I mean, like before the elections, you could have seen with the by-elections. Ever since the emergence of MK party, the EFF has been wiped on the by-elections. So if you are someone who was actually studying the by-elections, you could have actually see that Umkhonto weSizwe was going to eat away from the ANC, and it was also going to eat away from the EFF, because the emergence of MK party during the by-elections made it nearly impossible for the EFF and the ANC to perform as normal.
As a leader, the best place to be, if you have the opportunity, is where decisions are being made, and the EFF seem to allow either pride or principle, which sounds the same to me at this point, to rid them of an opportunity to push for what they've been shouting for years. Maybe the EFF don't need to be in government this year, maybe. But be kind to subscribe if you haven't, ladies and gentlemen, and hit the like button.
No, they don't want to be in government. I think like they are okay with being the opposition parties. I think the EFF is completely fine with being the opposition party. Because if they wanted to form a team of people who are actually making the decisions, they would have actually said that, okay, despite us hating the DA, we hate the DA so much, but we are not going to allow the DA to sideline us on the government of national unity. Because if you sit down and think about it, can you imagine what's going to happen with the EFF if the government of national unity actually performs, if South Africans get the services they need, if the jobs comes, if the investors start investing into the country, and people eventually finding jobs? What do you think it's going to do to the EFF? It's completely going to die. It's going to kill the EFF as the political party. So I think, again, this is the reason why Floyd Shivambu, the deputy president of the EFF, saying that our door is still open. Our door is still open, because they are realizing that if this government of national unity actually works, South Africans will continuously vote for this coalition. If the government of national unity actually yields positive results, South Africans will continue to vote for this coalition, and that will mean the end of the EFF. Guys, I don't know, man. And those are my thoughts. Please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabao, so I will see you next time. Bye bye.